Kane, it's 1-0. We're fucking down. 13th in the championship. The takeover happened as I said it would. People will be. Oh, when have we got Leeds? Now then, and good morning and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you are all doing well. Of course, it is match day. I just wanted to come live this morning because, there's been some more reports about Fabio Carvalho. There's Charlie Cresswell's dad, Richard Cresswell, on Instagram, putting posts saying, you know, my son should be playing. So things ain't looking gravy. Plus, there's so much more. There's so much more for us to go through as well. We've been linked with Kiefer Moore as well this morning by Darren Whitcomb. I believe there's a few clubs in the hunt for him in the championship, and we're one of them. We're going to talk about all that news, right? Obviously, Luke Ayling could be on his way to Middlesbrough as well. So we might see a situation in which Cresswell and Luke Ayling play their last game for Leeds United. Because ultimately, if Cresswell goes out on loan, you don't see a return for him, I don't think, because clearly Daniel Farke doesn't rate him. You've also got the fact that Luke Ayling's wanted by Middlesbrough. If we bring in Connor Roberts, then could that be, could that be the end of his time with us? David Sis says, sorry, I'll put my teeth in this morning, innit? David Smith. Morning, Joe. I'm a pub in Stamford with 3 other busloads of Leeds fans. Big up to the Leeds fans who are travelling. Thank you, Philip. Nige D says disgraceful Cresswell not getting minutes. Yeah, clearly Daniel Farke, he's not a fan of him. I will share with you what his dad's done this morning. Of course, his dad's going to support his son, etc. Totally get it. So this was Richard Cresswell this morning on Instagram. Basically, someone's put it out on the Twitter, but it says, be nice to see him play again at some point. Obviously, Charlie Cresswell has put together a compilation of his, reel, they call them on Instagram, right? I'm assuming it's like crunching tackles, headers, stuff like that. And his dad's then obviously put that on his story to say, it'd be nice to see him play again at some point. Now, you would imagine he's going to play today. Just because we know that Liam Cooper had a bit of a knock. It's going to be hard with having 2 right-sided centre-backs. If indeed he goes that way, we don't know, do we? We'll find out the lineup at 1 o'clock. But yeah, it could well be that this could be Charlie's last game, because ultimately, if he's not getting his game time, his dad will be also saying, look, son, you're not playing, you need to be playing. And I've said before, I almost feel sorry a little bit for Charlie. Not that he needs my sympathy at all, but at the end of the day, you know, you've signed him on a long-term deal with the hope that he, you know, will have a future at the football club. Daniel Farke's come in and clearly doesn't fancy him. And does not really give him any opportunities at all. Not even putting him in the match day squad, which is a kick in the teeth. You know, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth to get a long-term deal and then not even be put into the match day squads at times. So, you know, if I'm Charlie, I'd also want to leave. I've said this I'm on record as saying this. I think at the end of the day, he could have his pick of championship clubs. You know, he could have his pick of championship clubs. Ipswich have been linked, Middlesbrough have been linked, there's loads. So if a club comes in with a loan, and listen, Daniel Farke basically said as much in his press conference, didn't he? He said it like trying to put it at Charlie's door if he's up for the challenge, yada, 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 which for me is, I'm not too sure about that. But we don't know what's gone on behind the scenes as well, right? We do not know what's gone on behind the scenes as well. Maybe there's been a falling out. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it looks like Charlie could be on his way. On top of that as well, we've got the fact that Luke Ayling hasn't featured much at all this season. I'd imagine he starts today. He is a flex for you. And Ollie said it as well last night. And I think there could be something, there genuinely could be something in it. I reckon he could start Luke Ayling at right centre-back. I genuinely think we could see Luke Ayling at right centre back, Joe Rodon at left centre back, Shackleton at right back, and then Junior Firpo at left back. If he does that, then it is a proper piss take. It is a proper piss take. Joe Gelhardt, obviously Joe Gelhardt's injured. You'd imagine he might exit as well, but he's injured. I think Joe Gelhardt's going to end up sticking around, but we know that Cresswell has a lot of interest in him. The reason I say this, Miley, just having a chat, you know, could it be his farewell? Could it be his last game? You know, just due to the fact that Middlesbrough are interested in him and Leeds have an interest in Connor Roberts. I think if I'm, again, like Cresswell, right? Cresswell's not getting game door, knocking down his door saying, look, we'll give you game time. He's an England under-21 international and a winner at that level. He's had a full season of championship football at Millwall. So, you know, people will be knocking down his door. And I think it's the same for Luke. And with Luke, will he get another long-term contract at Leeds United? No. Could he go get two or 3 years at Middlesbrough? Yeah. So if he goes and gets 2 or 3 years, then you can't go and get it, bro. Go get the money and go and make sure you've got a little bit more security. Footballers, for as much money they're on, it's a short shelf life. Of course, some of them aren't great with their money, and just like I'm not great with my money. It's a fact. Just because they're footballers doesn't make them different. They're humans as well, right? So I don't know Luke Ayling's financial situation by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, I think he should go and go get that back before he goes. Josh says, is this all you do? Sit and talk shit about a game you know nothing about? Get a grip. Yeah, that's right, Josh. Yeah, I do. Do you know what the bigger flex is that you're wasting your time watching me chat shit about a game that I know nothing about. So who's the real loser here? Who's the real loser here, Josh? Because it ain't me, broski. I'm getting paid to do this. You're sat at home, going your ends, watching me, you absolute freak. Ethan says, Joe, you think we don't get Josh Doig? Which would, yeah, I don't think we will get Josh Doig. Just because I don't think we'll have the money to buy anyone. I don't think we'll have the money to buy anyone, and it looks like he could be on his way to I think Torino, and they're willing to pay for him. So I'm not sure. Yeah, Jamie, it's true though, isn't it? Imagine. Anyway, we move. We'll do him a favour now anyway. Right, okay, let's have a look. There was another comment that I just want to... Yeah, Professor, I've just gone about it. Listen, he's going to back his son. What more can you do? What more can you do? At the end of the day, he's backing his son. His son's put out a compilation of his championship highlights, I assume, at Middlesbrough, or career highlights. I've not actually watched the video itself. And then he's then said basically it'd be nice to see him play at some point, which is fair enough. But it also shows you that, you know, these conversations will be being had with his dad, and his dad's connected to his agency and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, it's yeah. I understand it. Like, at the end of the day, Charlie wants to leave, then I would leave. You know what I mean? I would leave. I can't lie to you. Look, Luke Ayling, if he starts today, it could well be his last game for Leeds United. Obviously, it does throw up into question with the fact that Jed Spence has been allowed to go back to Spurs for whatever reason. It means we're light in the right back area. So could we keep Luke Ayling as backup? I would hope not, because I do think we need to listen. I put out a tweet of Ayling and Gray. Half of the time I just do it not because it's gonna make people go their ends. It's gonna make people lose the shit. But yeah, look, Luke Ayling should take that deal at Middlesbrough if it's offered to him. You know, Jason Lee says Cresswell is a unit. as well. Yeah, I know. And maybe that's why they give him a long-term deal. But what's Charlie going to do? Just continue to take loans? I believe there's a permanent deal there for him, or even for a loan, whichever it may be. At the end of the day, he's getting money for that. Is anyone else experiencing that? Because it's showing at my end that my Wi-Fi is fine. Just let me know if that's the case, because I did have a few issues yesterday. But I agree with Jamie. It's time to move on. We need a right back and a left back. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. Luke Ayling and Charlie Cresswell, though, this could be their final day, their final game, should I say, with Leeds United. Look, if we are to on and off, right? Okay, hopefully it's sorted. If we are to replace Luke Ayling, it looks like Connor Roberts could be that man. Obviously, he was an unused substitute the other night as well. He's not getting game time. The majority of his game time and successful moments in his career, in terms of like goals and assists, have come at Championship level. He's done well at Swansea. He's done well at Burnley. So I think it's a move that Leeds United should be all over. Personally, I believe they've requested, or at least spoken to Burnley about him, but it's not gone further than that, just to ask if he would be available. Maybe they'll... Yeah, listen, I'd be all over it, me. I think it makes sense. The fact that he's a Welsh international, knows the likes of Rodon, of Ampadu. We've gone from being like America to like Wales now. I think I need to learn like the Welsh national anthem or something. But yeah, Bora Dar and all that shit. But I think Connor Roberts would be a great pickup and would be a great replacement for Luke Ayling. Yeah, it would be a great replacement. I think a lot of people go, oh well, he's no Jed Spence, etc. But I think people need to realise the Jed Spence that we got isn't the Jed Spence that was at Nottingham Forest. Now I know he didn't start on the right, and there's loads of different caveats. And I agree with what Gabe said yesterday. Had he have not been injured when he came in, then I think he would be our starting right back. But due to the fact that he was injured, he then had some personal issues, Archie's done well there, and there may be some issues behind the scenes, they've gone, you know what, we'll cut our losses. Whereas if he'd have played, let's say he plays, 15 games, 20 games, then Daniel Farke might forgive maybe some of the off-field stuff and say, do you know what, he's worth keeping around because he's killing it. But he never got to see that. So he's gone, do you know what? I'll just keep Gray. I'm happy with it. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the situation. But listen, we'll see what happens with Spence from here, because ultimately he's been put up for sale now. So as we know, Spurs are now looking to move Spence out on a permanent deal. The club has said to hold similar reservations with regards to Spence's attitude, particularly his timekeeping. That could be another facet. Listen, being late is just not acceptable. I think when you're a professional footballer, if I'm being honest, what we're doing here, you train during the day and then you go home. Like, you should not be being late. You should not for me anyway. It's not as if you're working a 9 to 5 slaving. At the end of the day, you are. Come on, man. Yeah. You shouldn't be late. Timekeeping should not be an issue. Right, okay. So the big one, this came out late last night. We touched on it briefly, and it's doing the rounds everywhere at the minute on all the news aggregator sites. Just bear with us 1 minute there while I just have a look and get it up for you. So this is what Fabrizio had to say on Carvalho late last night. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano is the GOAT when it comes to any sort of transfer news. Leicester no longer in the hunt, not mentioned. You would imagine that is due to the fact that they can't offer him, the game time that Liverpool will want him to get, because he's not been playing football while he's been at Leipzig. This is, of course, Fabio Carvalho. So Southampton, Hull City and Leeds all pushing to sign him. Wolves also asked for Fabio, but game time guarantees will be a key. You just know for a fact that Wolves are not going to be able to offer him that. Not a chance, not with the likes of Pedro Neto and co. So I don't see that happening. Southampton also have options, although I don't think their wingers are as good as ours. Hull City, there's an injury to Jadon Philogene. They play the lap out there as well. And then, of course, us, and we have so many. And I'm a bit like Jamie. I don't see it happening. To be honest, I think he goes Hull City. I think he goes Hull City because he'll play week in, week out. And also, just on Hull City, I think for me, they've got a really good manager in Liam Rosenior, a young, progressive coach that likes to play a certain way. And I think they might look at it and say, do you know what? He could probably grow with Liam Rosenior. And this is the thing, Vic. I'm not sure we can guarantee the minutes. But maybe they're trying to work something out. So we'll have to wait and see. But listen, would I take him? Yes. You'd be mad not to. Do I play him in the 10? My opinion, no. No, because Rutter is unbelievable. And you play Rutter in the 10 for me. Or, he can play off the right, but then that means dropping James. Will he drop James? Don't see it. Could you play Rutter out wide? Yes, potentially. They could play either side, but it's just like, where do you fit them in? I'm not sure he makes that move to Leeds United as much as it would excite me, as much as I would want him. Morning, Joe. What have I missed? Richard Cresswell's been talking about Charlie Cresswell, saying it'd be nice for him to get some game time. We're saying, could it be Luke Ayling's last game or Charlie's indeed if he goes on loan or leaves permanently? And then now we're just talking about Carvalho. But yeah, James and Somerville, this is the thing, isn't it? So where does he fit, Jamie? Because you can't put him in the 10 over Rutter, can you? Or you could, but then you'd need to put Rutter back in the 9. And that isn't an experiment that I don't like, because I don't think he's good there. He is, to say he's good is bad, but I think he's more effective in the 10 than he is in the 9, for sure. Definitely. But yeah, that, as I said, that genuinely, this is everywhere at the minute, but we'll have to wait and see if that can become a reality. Like I say, all the aggregator sites picking it up, on Fabrizio Romano saying that Leeds United are in the hunt, as you would imagine. Yeah, that's everywhere. Like every single Leeds mock news, it's there. Yeah, agents to decide on Leeds United as Fabio Carvalho approach made at Liverpool. Again, it all just comes to game time. Yeah, David, a few people have mentioned that. That's really frustrating. I did knock something last night, right? And it knocked me off. So I'm thinking I might have knocked something. No, Carvalho's not a 9, bro. Definitely not. Yeah, he is more in the Buendia mold for sure. Yeah, I know about high, but you hate Farker, don't you, broski? So it's difficult for you to see the to see the light. Now listen, they will. Oh, there you go. It's not laggy. It's fine for me. It's probably their internet. Check out your internet, folks. I was going to say normally I get up here, so you get like 3 bars and it'll drop down. I don't think there's any problem here. Nah, he's not wanted by either of them, Stephen. He won't go there. Fabrizio Romano has already said, Leeds United, Hull City and Southampton are in. So I'm not too sure about that. Did you see Brendan Aronson scored yesterday as well? Brendan Aronson. I swear someone told me that he was going already on his way back to Leeds United yesterday. Occasionally laggy for me and I'm pulling. Oh, right, okay. I'll have to have a look at it. There's no massive signings coming. Yeah, I don't think there is. But there will be loans. There are a hell of a lot of loan spots available, so watch this space. Yeah. Well, he's still playing though, bro. Yeah, Alfie is not coming back, man. He won't come back, I'm telling you. I don't see it anyway, because he'd already be here. Joe Gelhardt, loan exit update emerges from Ellen Road amid Blackburn transfer news. Let's have a look at this then, because like I said, Joe Gelhardt's injured at the moment. Blackburn will have to offer to pay nearly 100% of Gelhardt's wages to sign him on loan. That's according to Alan Nixon. However, the journalist reported on his Patreon page that Rovers are keen on signing the out-of-favour Whites forward on a temporary basis during the January transfer window, alongside defender Charlie Cresswell. However, Leeds will expect their Championship rivals to offer to pay almost. Yeah, of course. Why? But this is the only thing. I think Blackburn are skint. I think Blackburn are skint because they've just got rid of the captain, haven't they? They just sent him on loan to Ipswich. Yeah, look, Gelhardt, if I'm being honest, I don't think Gelhardt has a future at Leeds United. Just wasn't the boy we all thought he was, right? Jamie says just get some defenders. I have to agree with you. Yeah, I'm not a Fark fan, but it's justified, Joe, bro. It's not been good enough. I disagree. What were you expecting? I think he's doing okay. It's not. What score do you think it's going to? I think we might get beat, bro. We might be getting a Bournemouth player. Yeah, could be. Yeah, it could be bringing in David Brooks, although that's gone really, really quiet, hasn't it? They'll be working on things behind the scene. Right, okay, here's another one as well. This is from Darren Whitcomb, a journalist from, I think he's down like Devonshire way, I think. Just bear me one moment there. I'm just going to pull it up. I'll just show you what he's had to say this morning. So this is on Kiefer Moore. So he says, Championship interest grows by the day in Wales striker Kiefer Moore. As many as 7 clubs keen. This is why I don't understand when people tell me he's rubbish and he's not good enough and all that. It's like, well, why is all these clubs after him? Will be down to the player, but also Bournemouth aim to structure deal to their liking. More believed to favour a Cardiff return currently. Sunderland, Cardiff City, Leeds United, Ipswich Town and Norwich City, all the clubs that he has tagged in that. So you'd imagine they're the ones that hold an interest. Would it take Kiefer Moore? Yeah, 100%. I think he'd just give us... He's Bamford, but better. Bamford, but fitter. Bamford, but more bullish. You know, I think he would work. But yeah, Kiefer Moore. Listen, Kiefer Moore, and you could bring in Connor Roberts. We literally would have half the Welsh squad. We would have half the Welsh squad at that point. Yeah, many clubs need a striker, to be fair, don't they? So, listen, he might, like you say, he might want to go to Cardiff, go to Wales, having played there before, I believe. So yeah. Just having a look at the Tiffmeister. It's so funny watching the Tiffmeister make out that he's breaking all these fucking stories. Tiffmeister, you make me funny. You make me funny. Oh man, I'm tired. I'm making a right balls up today. We need some creativity in January. If some of them rutter out, then we screwed. You have less. You less. We have actual. Yeah, that's a fair point, isn't it? Carvalho would give you that, but the only issue we have is we can't give him the game time. Yeah, Nat Phillips, he said we'd signed. Yeah, he did. You're right. He actually did. Yeah, that's true. We cannot speak. Tiff is the goat. He's something. Yeah, but look, could this be Charlie and Bill's final farewell? Potentially. I think they'll both play today. Although it wouldn't surprise me if he puts Ayling right centre back and leaves and then puts Shackleton right back. Yeah, so we'll wait and see on that one. If it is, then Charlie's leaving. Charlie's leaving. Luke Ayling obviously could go to Borough. Maybe they'll keep hold of Luke Ayling until a new player like Connor Roberts is brought in. Unless they have maybe they're not going to move Ayling on, because you'd think they'd have kept Spence around until they sorted that out. We'll have to wait and see. See if he gets offered, anything by Middlesbrough. Carvalho is the latest name link. So we'll have to wait and see on that. You've got Kiefer Moore as well. Get you sent back to bed or cook. Where's the park run, Kira? Where's the park run? If you're in Sunderland, come pick me up. We'll go for a park run. Greetings, Earthlings. Take me to your leader, the one known as Alison Adams. Yeah, you were making me yawn. I know, I'm sorry, man. Tired, man. We'll have to wait and see, though. But listen, I'm going to be back at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, live for the watch-along as Peterborough take on Leeds United in the FA Cup third round. Hopefully we win and go through. And then straight after that at 3:45, you'll have the live post-match reaction. So as I say, we watch this space. But make sure you've got notifications on. Make sure you've smashed a like on the video. And I'll see you later on. I might go have a quick nap if I can. Might do me some good. Otherwise, I have to just get loaded up on the monsters, won't I? But yeah, listen, thanks always for watching the Just Your Football show. And the team news will be out at 1, but Jamie might have some links for you prior to that. But I am going to shoot, folks. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you at 1 o'clock, all right? Peace out.